You can impact the community with your programs. See, I believe that churches should be open every day. And one of the things that I dream of in our new building is having a place, and we got a nice coffee shop now. But one of the things I dream of is a place where moms can drop their kids off and have a cup of coffee and sit together and talk. A place that's open not just before services for us, but a place that's open every day for the community. A place where anyone can just walk in who's having a rough day and have somebody sitting there who can lead them to Christ and give them the good news of the gospel. Another ministry of our church that has truly changed the landscape of our community is a ministry to our senior adults, our Young at Heart ministry, who knows how to have a good time. Because they realize that a church program is not about the program. It's about the relationships. It's about putting together good ideas that allow people to come together and connect and make friends that literally last a lifetime. Another ministry that has a program, but a program that I believe can literally change a community, is the children's ministry. Several years ago, I heard this statement that has literally revolutionized my thinking about children's ministry. The statement was, if you lead an adult to Christ, you've saved a soul. But if you lead a child to Christ, you've saved a life. And the truth of the matter is that if you lead a child to life, they'll make different choices for the rest of their life. They'll go different places. They'll meet different people. They'll marry different people. They'll change their whole life because they have met Jesus Christ as an early stage of their life. So I want to tell you, as the pastor, I think you ought to have the best children's ministry you can afford. That's how I feel about it. I don't think you'll ever spend too much on your children or reaching your children. I'll never forget when I first came as the pastor of the church, and Sister Nail last week, it might have been last week that you actually made a couple of comments about the children. I think, last week is when the children's choir sang, and you made some comments. That when I became the pastor of the church, we had maybe 5 or 6 little children in the whole church, and that was it. And I remember walking down after church one day, and the hallways were so quiet. And I said a prayer that I still remember. I said, Lord, if you ever fill these hallways with screaming children, I don't care if they write on the walls or tear the wallpaper. I don't care if I have to pick up gum wrappers. I don't care. Lord, just don't let this place die. Give us a future. Lord, if you ever fill these walls with loud children, you'll never get a single complaint out of me. And I have been true to that statement. And those of you who know me as the pastor, you know there's a policy that I have. If I'm talking to you, no matter how serious it is, if a child comes up to me, I stop everything and give that child 100% of my attention, even if it's for a couple of moments. Why? Because if you save an adult, you've saved a soul. But if you save a child, you've saved a life. And you can't do enough to save a life. Another program that impacts communities is our youth program, a teen program. This doesn't show them in their activities, and you could do a whole slide presentation on their activities. But this doesn't show them in their environment, in their element. But this picture depicts what I think is so important about building teens. That you give them the building blocks to be better adults. You give them the building blocks to be the good kind of, the right kind of leaders. You give them what they need in order to build their life. So we're building them up. And can I tell you something about teenagers? I've had to learn this the hard way, I think, is that you're never going to be cool enough for them. So if you're trying to use their language, you're probably going to mess it up just like I do. If you think it's hot, they think it's cold. And, when I say cool, they look at me like cool is already out. Well, then it must be hot. No, it's not hot anymore either. Well, it might be bad. Well, no, it ain't bad anymore either. I mean, you can really tell what generation you grew up in by how you try to be cool. And if you think it's slamming, or if you think, whatever you think it is, because it's so different now. These guys don't even speak those languages anymore. It's like we're foreigners. But I can tell you how to reach a teenager. This I've learned. You don't reach a teenager by trying to be a teenager. You don't reach a teenager by trying to dress like them and be as cool as them. You reach a teenager two ways. Number one, it's called the ministry of hanging around. It just means I was there. Doesn't mean I understood, but it means I accept you as you are. Yes, you're a God chaser just like me. You're going after God. Your music might be a little different from mine. Maybe you're reading a different version of the Bible than the one I've always read. But the good news is you're on the right journey, and you're going to end up at the throne just like me. We're all going to end up at the cross, which is going to take us to the throne of God. So the first thing I give you is my acceptance. You don't have to look like me. You don't have to, I'll never be as cool as you, but you'll never be as cool as me for my generation. But the thing I can tell you is this. I love you and I accept you as you are. And here's the other thing that you got to understand about teenagers. They want you to be real. They're so tired. They don't know what to believe in anymore. They don't know whether they should believe in politics or politicians, and I'm just as confused as they are. They don't know if they should believe in the economy. I'm just as confused as they are. The truth of the matter is you may not be as far off from needing something real to believe in as they are. All they want you to do is be real. All they want you to do is tell the truth. All they want you to do is be honest with them. All they want you to do is not pretend and act like you never have a bad day. Quit protecting them. This world's going to beat them up enough. You can't protect them for the rest of your life. Show them the way. Give them an example. Model life for them, and you'll reach them every time.